Imagine waking up one morning as one of the most controversial rappers alive, and within hours, your entire personal life is on fire. Not because of a song, not because of a diss, but because of one alleged tape, one leaked rumor, and one line that shook the internet. NBA YoungBoy is no stranger to chaos, but this time, the drama didn't come from the streets or the charts. It came from inside his own home. According to viral reports, everything changed after 21 Savage was linked to leaking an alleged tape involving OG3 and YoungBoy's wife. No confirmation, no official proof. Just whispers that turned into headlines, and headlines that turned into a full-blown meltdown. Within days, fans noticed something was off. The silence, the distance. Then the bomb dropped. NBA YoungBoy allegedly cut ties with his wife completely. But what really sent the internet into overdrive was one brutal rumor that refused to die. "That ain't my baby." Whether those words were ever actually said or not didn't even matter anymore. The damage was done. Blogs ran wild. Comment sections exploded. Fans took sides. And suddenly, what was once a private relationship became the most dissected scandal in hip-hop. So the question is, was this a real betrayal? A setup? Or just another example of how fast rumors can destroy lives in the rap industry? Because in today's hip-hop world, it only takes one leak to end a marriage and one rumor to change everything forever. Because once the internet decides a story is real, facts become optional. Right after the alleged OG3 tape rumors began circulating, fans immediately noticed a shift in NBA YoungBoy's behavior. This wasn't the usual social media trolling or industry noise he dealt with before. This felt personal. And in hip-hop, when something goes quiet instead of loud, it usually means things are already out of control behind the scenes. For the past year, YoungBoy had been presenting a different image. Less chaos, more family, marriage, children, and a sense that he was trying to stabilize his life after years of legal issues and non-stop controversy. To many fans, it looked like growth. To others, it looked fragile, like a calm surface hiding cracks underneath. And those cracks didn't start with the leak. Industry insiders and longtime fans know this truth well. Fame doesn't just bring money and power, it brings paranoia. Constant movement. People in your circle who aren't really in your corner. And when you're as big as NBA YoungBoy, trust isn't a luxury. It's a liability. According to multiple online reports and fan speculation, tension had already been building in YoungBoy's marriage. Nothing public. No dramatic arguments on Instagram Live. Just subtle signs, fewer appearances together, less interaction, and a noticeable emotional distance that hardcore fans picked up on long before blogs did. Then OG3's name entered the conversation. OG3 wasn't just some random figure tossed into gossip. He's someone known within industry circles, which is exactly why his alleged involvement made this situation explode. Once a rumor connects a recognizable name to a private relationship, it stops being gossip and starts becoming narrative. And narratives spread fast. What made things even messier was how 21 Savage's name got attached. Some claim the leak didn't come directly from him, but in hip-hop culture, proximity is enough. Once blogs framed it as 21 Savage leaks alleged tape, the internet ran with it, regardless of truth or context. At that point, it didn't matter who actually leaked what. The damage was already in motion. For NBA YoungBoy, this wasn't just about embarrassment. It was about respect, something he has always been extremely sensitive about. Throughout his career, YoungBoy has reacted aggressively to anything he perceives as disrespect, betrayal, or disloyalty. From industry beefs to personal relationships, his responses have always been emotional and immediate. And this situation hit all three pressure points at once. Public humiliation, private betrayal, questions about loyalty. Fans began noticing that YoungBoy completely pulled back. No posts addressing the rumors. No denials. No vague captions. Just silence. And in the world of celebrity drama, silence is often louder than words. Soon after, reports started surfacing that he had ended the relationship. Not temporarily, not to cool off, but fully cut it off. Distance became permanent. Communication stopped. And what once looked like a repaired image of stability collapsed overnight. What's important to understand here is this. For someone like NBA YoungBoy, perception equals reality. Even if the tape was never proven real, even if the leak was exaggerated, even if the story was twisted beyond recognition, the feeling of betrayal was real enough to trigger irreversible decisions. And the internet wasn't done yet. As the breakup rumors spread, fans started digging deeper, analyzing timelines, photos, dates, and appearances. That's when the conversation took an even darker turn, the baby rumors. Suddenly, it wasn't just about infidelity anymore. It was about paternity, about trust at the deepest level, about whether the foundation of the relationship had been compromised long before the alleged leak ever happened. This is where things crossed a line. Because once children become part of a public scandal, the story stops being entertainment and starts becoming destructive. Yet social media showed no mercy. Every comment section became a courtroom. Every fan became a detective. And every rumor was treated like evidence. Meanwhile, YoungBoy stayed silent. No interviews, no statements, no clarification. And that silence allowed one sentence, real or not, to dominate the entire narrative. That ain't my baby. Whether those words ever came directly from him didn't even matter anymore. The internet had decided they represented his mindset. And once a phrase like that attaches itself to a story, it becomes impossible to remove. By the end of this phase, the situation had already gone too far to reverse. The marriage is over. Reputations were under attack. And the hip-hop world was watching closely, not just for drama, but for what would happen next. Because everyone knows one thing about NBA YoungBoy. When he goes quiet after betrayal, something always follows. Because silence doesn't kill rumors, it feeds them. After NBA YoungBoy went completely quiet, the internet did what it always does best. It filled in the gaps. Blogs, fan pages, reaction channels, and comment sections all began constructing their own versions of the truth. And once those versions started circulating, they moved faster than any official statement ever could. Within hours, timelines were being analyzed like crime scenes. Fans compared dates. Old photos resurfaced. Screenshots were reposted with red circles and arrows. People started connecting dots that may not have even existed, but once enough people believe something, belief itself becomes power. That's when the alleged OG3 tape stopped being just a rumor and turned into a cultural moment. No one had confirmed the video. No clear source ever surfaced. But the story had all the ingredients the internet loves: sex, betrayal, celebrity names, and humiliation. And when those elements collide, truth becomes secondary to engagement. The involvement of 21 Savage's name poured gasoline on the fire. Even though there was no solid proof that he personally leaked anything, the narrative had already been framed. In hip-hop culture, association is enough to create conflict. Once fans saw his name attached to the situation, they assumed intention, whether it existed or not. And that assumption changed everything. What made the situation worse was the complete lack of clarification from any side. No denial. No confirmation. No, this is fake. That vacuum allowed speculation to grow unchecked. Every hour without a response made the rumors feel more real. At the same time, NBA YoungBoy's history played a major role in how the public interpreted his silence. This is an artist known for emotional reactions, explosive decisions, and cutting people off permanently when he feels disrespected. Fans have seen it before, with friends, collaborators, and even family members. So when reports surfaced that he had ended his marriage abruptly, many people didn't question it. They expected it. To them, this wasn't shocking behavior. It was consistent behavior. Then came the moment that shifted the entire narrative from scandal to something darker: the baby rumors. Online investigators began questioning timelines related to pregnancy announcements, public appearances, and previous statements. The internet started asking the one question that changes everything in any relationship drama: is the child really his? That question alone was enough to destroy any remaining privacy left in the situation. And once again, that same phrase resurfaced everywhere. That ain't my baby. Whether it was a quote taken out of context, something said in private, or something completely made up, it no longer mattered. The sentence went viral because it symbolized something deeper: total emotional detachment. To the public, it suggested that YoungBoy wasn't just angry, he was done. At this point, sides began forming. One side argued that NBA YoungBoy had every right to walk away, that if he felt betrayed or disrespected, protecting his peace came first. They believed the rumors pointed to deeper issues that had been hidden for a long time. The other side saw it differently. They felt the reaction was extreme, that rumors without proof shouldn't end marriages, that the internet shouldn't be allowed to dictate real-life decisions, especially when children are involved. And caught in the middle was the person least able to defend herself, his wife. Every move she made was dissected, every post analyzed, silence interpreted as guilt, emotion interpreted as manipulation. In online culture, women connected to powerful men rarely get the benefit of the doubt, and this situation was no different. Meanwhile, OG3 remained a shadow in the background. Some fans painted him as the villain. Others believed he was simply collateral damage in a narrative that needed a face. No verified statement. No public response. Just a name that refused to disappear from the conversation. This is how modern hip-hop scandals work. They don't need facts. They don't need proof. They just need momentum. And the momentum was unstoppable. As the story continued to trend, one thing became increasingly clear: even if the alleged tape never existed, the trust was already broken beyond repair. Because trust isn't just about what actually happens. It's about what you believe could happen. For NBA YoungBoy, the belief alone was enough. By now, the breakup was no longer rumored. It was accepted. Fans spoke about it as fact. Media outlets referenced it casually. The marriage was treated as finished not because of a legal filing, but because emotionally it was already over. And through it all, YoungBoy stayed quiet. That silence became a statement of its own. It told the world he wasn't interested in explaining himself. It told fans he wasn't here to defend narratives. And it told the industry one thing very clearly: once he feels crossed, there is no rewind button. But while the internet focused on the drama, there was a bigger question being ignored: the future. What does this do to his career? To his music? To his mindset? Because every major shift in NBA YoungBoy's personal life has always shown up in his art. Pain has always been his fuel. And this situation was layered with betrayal, humiliation, anger, and loss. Which means something was coming. And when it comes to NBA YoungBoy, that something is never subtle. By the time the internet moved on to the next scandal, the damage here was already permanent. For NBA YoungBoy, this wasn't just another trending controversy that faded after a few days. This situation cut deeper than diss tracks, deeper than industry beef, and deeper than legal trouble. This hit his identity as a man, as a partner, and as a father. And when those pillars shake, nothing stays the same. One thing about YoungBoy that fans and critics both agree on: he turns pain into output. Every emotional low in his career has been followed by some of his most raw and intense music. That's why many fans immediately began asking the same question: will this situation show up in his next records? History suggests it will. YoungBoy has never been the type to address issues through interviews or carefully worded statements. He speaks through lyrics, through tone, through energy. And after a betrayal this public, this personal, the emotional weight doesn't disappear, it transforms. But while pain can fuel creativity, it can also create isolation. Trust issues don't end with one relationship. They spill over into everything: friends, collaborators, industry connections. And for an artist who already keeps a tight circle, this situation likely made that circle even smaller. That brings us to the culture around him. Hip-hop has always thrived on drama, but this moment exposed something darker: how quickly private lives get consumed as public entertainment. A relationship turned into a storyline. A child turned into a debate. And rumors were treated like confirmed facts simply because they generated clicks. No one paused to ask who gets hurt the most when stories like this spiral. The internet rarely does. For his wife, the aftermath is just as heavy. Regardless of what's true or false, her name became permanently tied to a scandal she may never fully escape. In modern culture, accusations linger longer than clarifications. Even if the truth comes out later, first impressions tend to stick. And then there's the child at the center of the rumors. This is where the story stops being entertainment completely. Because children don't choose narratives. They inherit them. And once the internet starts speculating about paternity, that damage can't be undone, even if the rumors are eventually proven false. This is the cost of viral culture. As for 21 Savage and OG3, the situation leaves a different kind of mark. In hip-hop, perception travels faster than truth. Even without proof, being linked to controversy can quietly shift relationships behind the scenes. Phone calls stop. Invitations dry up. Energy changes. No one involved walks away untouched. What makes this situation especially revealing is how quickly fans accepted the worst-case scenario. That says less about the people involved and more about the environment hip-hop exists in today. An environment where loyalty is questioned instantly, silence is treated as guilt, and narratives form before facts have a chance to breathe. For NBA YoungBoy, walking away may have felt like self-preservation. In his world, respect isn't negotiable. Once it feels compromised, the decision is already made, even if the consequences are severe. And those consequences aren't just emotional. They shape careers. They influence future relationships. They harden perspectives. This moment could mark a turning point. Either it pushes YoungBoy further into isolation and anger, or it forces a deeper level of reflection. Growth often comes from situations that hurt the most, but only if the person is willing to confront them honestly. Fans will keep debating who is right. Blogs will move on to the next headline. The internet will eventually forget. But the people involved won't. Because when cameras turn off and trends die out, real lives still have to deal with the aftermath. And in this case, the aftermath includes broken trust, public judgment, and a permanent scar left by rumors that may never fully be erased. If there's one lesson in all of this, it's simple. In today's hip-hop culture, privacy is an illusion. Love is fragile. And once a story goes viral, truth becomes optional. NBA YoungBoy didn't just lose a relationship. He became another example of how fast fame can turn personal pain into public spectacle. And the real question isn't what happened in the past. It's what this experience turns him into next. Because whatever comes next won't just be music. It'll be a response. If you made it this far, then you already know this story isn't just about rumors, leaks, or internet drama. It's about how fast perception can destroy real lives, especially in hip-hop, where silence speaks louder than truth. Now here's where you come in. Do you think NBA YoungBoy did the right thing by walking away immediately? Or was this another case of the internet manipulating a situation before facts could ever surface? Was the alleged tape enough to justify ending a marriage, or did rumors go too far this time? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments, because this conversation doesn't end here. If you believe loyalty should come before public pressure, say that. If you think silence made things worse, explain why. And if you think this entire situation exposes how toxic internet culture has become, let people know. Make sure you like this video if you want more deep breakdowns like this. No recycled gossip, no lazy headlines, just real context and real discussion. Subscribe so you don't miss the next story, because in hip-hop, today's rumor becomes tomorrow's headline, and we'll be right here breaking it all down when it happens. And most importantly, share this video with someone who understands that behind every viral scandal, there are real people dealing with real consequences. This isn't just content. It's culture.